This YCN segment is brought to you by Lake Sunapee Visiting Nurse Association and Hospice.
Welcome back, YCN Sports Talk. Jeremy Stout, Brett Franklin in studio, and we move to college basketball. Obviously a hot time of year. Conference tournament championship week going on this week. The big guns will start getting into play Wednesday night, Thursday, and then obviously Sunday it'll all wrap up. The bracket will be revealed Sunday. It'll be interesting to see how the bracket reveal show is. That's always an ever-changing thing. You might find it out on Twitter.
Just go on the internet.
Right, exactly.
Go on
you don't
Twitter.
really need to. And the TV guys have just not figured out how to do that so they get the viewers without losing the excitement. So anyway, conference tournament week going on. We'll get right into the March Madness. We don't know the teams, obviously, where they're going to place, but we kind of have an idea. The top line teams. Gonzaga losing to St. Mary's. Does that bump them off the number one line? Not the number one seed overall, but off the one line.
Obviously, as we're taping this on a Wednesday, I think there's still a lot to be told. Obviously they've been battling with Virginia, I think, for that one seed. ACC tournament, the tournament that goes on for about a week, it seems like. Still a long way
Double
to go
buys.
there. Oh, my goodness, way too long. I love Conference Championship week, but like the ACC, not everybody should make it. There should be a line of demarcation there. But I think, Gonzaga losing in the West Coast championship game last night definitely hurts. I think there'll be a one seed. As far as an overall one, I think is left to be determined, and especially losing by double digits last night, I thought was a little bit of a head scratcher there. But I love Conference Championship week. I know some people are a little bit iffy on it, but I just think it gives teams second chance opportunities. It obviously puts a lot of bubble teams on the back of their heels, but I just think it gives fans a chance and something to root for, especially if you haven't had the regular season like you had. But we've had some great games. We've seen some local teams. I say local teams. Northeastern University getting in, winning the Colonial last night. It'll be interesting to see who represents the Ivy League with their tournament coming up and their championship being claimed on Sunday, which is one of the later championship games that will be determined. So I love college championship week, but I still think it's to be determined as far as these one seeds go, because we still have to see how these championship weeks play out. ACC, Big 12, SEC, I still think there's a lot to be determined.
No, obviously we all know the guys who are at the top. Like you said, the Virginia, Gonzaga, obviously, Duke and UNC. We'll see how that shakes out with Duke, Zion Williamson coming back, or is he? Is he healthy? Michigan State. Where's that level where you say, hey, this is a team, it's not a sleeper team, but it's maybe a 3, a 4, a 5 seed, somebody under those top teams that might be able to make a run. Do you see anybody this year, or is it one of those years where it's just so top heavy, nobody outside the top 6 teams is going to win?
It's kind of been a weird year, right? Like we've seen Tennessee number one.
Yeah.
We've kind of seen Kentucky up and down. I don't think you can ever sleep on Kentucky,
right,
with the inconsistency that they have had. Kind of a cop-out. I really think it's up for grabs. I really do, and again, it's all about matchups in the NCAA tournament. And again, I'd like to see, I think Michigan's always a tournament-tested team. You could also look at, I know Michigan State's kind of been up near towards the top, but then again, they've been Jekyll and Hyde all season long. ACC, obviously, you have your very good teams there as well. But, I just think as far as, kind of those sleeper teams, I'll go with Michigan, Again, a team that, you kind of always forget is there, but John Beilein has a really good, consistent program there. They play in the Big Ten, even though I rip on the Big Ten quite constantly. I'll go with Michigan on that.
Now, you're kind of a guy who likes some of those upsets and some of those deeper teams just to kind of create that chaos, right? You don't want the Chalk winning it.
No, I love chaos. I love Cinderella teams moving forward. And I think there is some other story. UVM, they have their championship game on Saturday against UMBC in Burlington's. Deja vu all over again.
Right.
The Catamounts, I think they could get a 13, maybe a 12 seed when it's all said and done as the tournament brackets come out. So I think, look out for teams like Buffalo, Murray State, Wofford. I think those are teams you really got to keep an eye out on. The mid-major level or label, I guess you could say, has drastically changed over the years. What we saw with Loyola Chicago last year, I love those stories. I think that's what makes the tournament interesting. But keep an eye on some of those teams that I just mentioned as far as making runs in the tournament.
Yeah, and one team that they're not going to be a low seed, they might not be a mid-major, I don't know technically, but Houston, watch out for them. I think they're going to be a pretty high seed because they're a good team, but they don't have that name recognition. They got bounced last year against Michigan. They got Kelvin Sampson as the coach. They got a lot of talent, so that's a team kind of to watch out for. Next week we'll be with Rob Taylor. We'll be breaking down that bracket. We'll take our final break and come back and talk some Patriots. Free agency has started. Patriots finally getting in the mix. Take a break. You're watching YCN Sports Talk.